Christmas is approaching. You are scrambling to find a last-minute gift. We just gave you the definitive ranking of gifts for your woke friends and family members. I did forget one, by the way, in that collection, which is my book, Reasons to Vote for Democrats, a comprehensive guide. That's a blank magnum opus. But now, what about the conservatives in your life? Well, we have got the definitive tier ranking of conservative gifts this Christmas season. For the most hardcore conservatives, all the way down to the most basic normies just kind of dipping their toe in. We've got the S tier, then A, B, and C. At the top, at the S tier, those are the kinds of right-wingers who are on a first-name basis with the horn guy. Okay, they are really hardcore. Yeah! Right below that, you've got the A tier. These are your people who they're pretty serious about their conservatism. They, for instance, crash school board meetings on the weekends just for fun. You've got the B tier. These are the people who, if they have been at a sporting event or concert recently, they will chant, "Let's go Brandon." You know, it's a lot of people, but there are a lot of people in that group. Let's go! And then at the lowest level tier, the most basic kind of conservative, that would be the people who just don't hate their dads. Left-wing politics basically amounts to screw you, dad. So these would be the people who just have a halfway decent relationship with their father.
Now think about your dad.
Let's get into the gift buying guide. First one is the unvaxxed necklace. Okay, so this is going to be higher than just having a good relationship with your dad. I mean, there are plenty of conservatives who are into the vaccine. Frankly, some of them are even into certain kinds of mandates, or maybe they're okay with the employer mandate. So it's going to be a little higher than that. Are you crashing school board meetings? No, you're not quite there. You're willing to be pretty public about your views, but I'm not sure that you're seeking out actual political kind of public fora. You're open about it. That would be a B tier gift. Reasons to Vote for Democrats, a comprehensive guide. This is very important. It is a very important gift. Not only is it just C tier, meaning it's for everybody. You know, it is for anyone even slightly on the conservative side of the aisle, but I would go further than that. This is really for the Democrats too. This is for the libs. You know, there's no better gift that you could give than the gift of knowledge this Christmas. So that's for everyone. C tier. Next gift. The Freedom Phone. This is an uncensored phone. I've heard about this. I don't know a ton about the Freedom Phone.
I'm just a caveman. Your world frightens and confuses me.
So here, yeah, you've got a good relationship with your dad. You definitely chant, "Let's go Brandon." I mean, if you're willing to change the way that you communicate everywhere, then you're definitely saying, "Let's go Brandon." You're probably crashing school board meetings. I think this would be an A tier gift. It's just below being buddies with the horn dude. I identify as non-binary. That's so boomer. That's such a boomer mug, which I say in great love. Some of my best friends are boomers. But that's pretty low level. Right? Whenever you're talking just about candidates, you know, just like Trump bad or Biden bad, and you're not getting to the kind of deeper, more systemic problems, you're probably more at the normie level of things. So this would be a C tier gift. You don't hate your dad, but you haven't gone much deeper than that. Let's go Brandon's soy candle. It says it smells like fake news is full of fruitcakes. I want that gift. That's a great gift. So yeah, you got a good relationship with your dad. Obviously you're chanting "Let's go Brandon" at sporting events. You're going to school boards, I think. If you Or are you? No, maybe not. I'm going to pull that back. This is B level. This casts a pretty wide net, I think, and I want it. So if you want to get me a Christmas gift, that's what I want. I want that candle. Any use of fruitcake, I think, is good and should be encouraged.
A new wing to the Playhouse, made entirely of fruitcakes.
Just a proud dad that didn't raise liberals. This is the boomer shopping. We're on QVC right now, I think, is what we're selling.
Uh-oh.
That would be C tier. So you don't have a problem with your dad or with your kids, obviously, because you didn't raise liberals, and presumably you would be getting this for your dad, so you're getting the gift, you like him. That's C tier. I mean, I like it. If my little bundle of joy got me this for Christmas, I would be very happy. Joe Biden toilet paper is so cheap. It's such a cheap joke, but it's still kind of funny. You know, this is why in the entire history of comedy, going back to antiquity, fart jokes have always been funny, and no one really wants to admit that they are, but they are in every age, no matter how sophisticated.
This is all them, and this is all their fault. Go after them. Yes, I did say this is all their fault. Forget about that.
They are. There's just something funny, and there is something funny about someone you don't like having their face on toilet paper. Again, this is C tier. You don't need to be very far down the rabbit hole to appreciate this. All faster than dialing 911. And this I like this. So it's all these different rounds of ammo. Okay, so you got to be a little more in it, I think. I think you got to be a little more in it than just your basic level conservative. There are plenty of conservatives, people center-right, who don't like a lot of these weapons. Like there's a 5.56 223 round there. A lot of people in center-right, they don't really like the AR-15. They don't, you know. So I would say this would be B tier. This is where you have chanted, "Let's go Brandon." Established titles is your opportunity to earn the title of Lord or Lady in Scotland. Just like me, your humble host, Lord Michael Knowles. All you need is a 1 square foot plot of land and a certificate. Established Titles is a project based on an historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds, or lords and ladies in English. In your title pack, you will receive at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate and an official certificate with a crest. Your certificate will include a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. You could even get a couple pack for you and your spouse or loved one of unspecified distinction. You will be able to have land right next to one another at 1 square foot, and you will both get to be called Lord and Lady. You can get this on your credit card, on your plane tickets, and you can even put it on your dating profiles. Established Titles is currently having a massive holiday sale. On top of that sale, you can get an additional 10% off any purchase you make with discount code Knowles. So click the link below or go to establishedtitles.com/Knowles. Use promo code Knowles to save an extra 10% today. All right, next. Make America Great Again hat. Okay, so this is great. I actually was decorating my Christmas tree recently, and I actually have the gold leaf red MAGA hat ornament that you order from Trump.com a few years ago. My wife got it for me for Christmas. I love it. We have been on every single mailing list ever since we got it, but it's really great. I was one of the first people to buy a MAGA hat. I actually ordered a MAGA hat back when it was white, right when it came out. But the MAGA hat is not just for anyone. I mean, there were a lot of never-Trumpers, and even not just the whiny never-Trumpers, but there were people who had, you know, legitimate fears about Trump, at least the first time around. They thought he might be kind of a lib or whatever. So if you're going to actually wear the MAGA hat in public, which basically puts a target on your back for every crazy lib who wants to do you harm, you're actually probably crashing school board meetings on the weekend. I think this is going to be an A tier. Not because it's so crazy to support Trump, obviously not. You know, the guy was elected president at least one time. But you're putting a target on your back. So you really have to have some chutzpah. You got to have some spinal fortitude to do it.
And I put positive energy into the hat.
The Let's Go Brandon t-shirt. I think don't I have some of that gear? Yeah, I do. All right, so everyone has Let's Go Brandon gear now, you know. And I don't even remember who gave me this. Or why this brim is flat like I'm a rapper. That would be B tier, wouldn't it? That one seems pretty obvious. It's pretty basic stuff. A gun. That's pretty blunt. It's a blunt instrument, a blunt force instrument. So this would be a little higher than a person who doesn't hate their dad. You know, this would be higher than the normies. I guess there's the kind of lib version of giving guns, which is like gangbangers in the streets of Chicago or something. But if we're talking about just like good law-abiding citizens exercising their Second Amendment rights, this is B tier. If you have chanted "Let's Go Brandon" at a sporting event and you received a gun for Christmas, you wouldn't be freaked out by that, right? You wouldn't. Whereas if you were just a kind of normie level, like you tune into some conservative channels sometimes, you might be freaked out even, especially if you grew up on the coasts. My friends, where I grew up in New York, I lived in Los Angeles, if you even told them that you had a firearm, they would probably report you to the FBI. So yeah, I would say this is B tier. Democratic ugly Christmas sweater. This is my ugly Christmas sweater, and it's just a bunch of Democrats. Oh man, I guess Christmas gifts, they do tend to have a very kind of like boomery quality to them. And I don't mean this to mock boomers. I just mean like it's kind kind of been around a long time, you know, the jokes are tried and true, there's nothing really shocking or edgy, just because, you know, you're giving gifts to so many people, you want it to play it a little bit safer. So this is safe, this is C tier. Don't Okay, so that's probably a little bit higher than just, because it's not just like Biden's dumb, like a village is missing his idiot or whatever, you know, the ones they use for every presidential administration. This is a little more in it. You need to know that Biden has this creepy habit of sniffing people's hair, and specifically the hair of children.
Biden is sucking the blood of children.
You need to know what a Gadsden flag is, the early American flag that has been sort of appropriated by libertarians and constitutionalists. You don't need to go to school board meetings to make a joke about Joe Biden sniffing people. I'm gonna say it's B tier. A Donald Trump makeup bag. So this is a little more interesting to me because it's not just some cheap, schlocky joke. It actually looks like a pretty nice makeup bag. That's definitely leather. There were pearls hanging out of it. So this is pretty expensive. It's not just a novelty gift. This probably costs some money.
What could it cost? $10?
So it's higher than C or B. You're definitely crashing school board meetings in your spare time. This is A tier stuff. Nancy Pelosi's lectern. So this one, I think you literally need to be on a first name basis with the horn guy here, because you would have been with the horn guy to acquire the lectern. Or if you bought it on the secondhand market, I don't know, it's not like you can find it on eBay, right? So you're gonna have to know somebody. I would say Nancy Pelosi's lectern is very much an S-tier gift, and I do not support or condone theft or the black market and stolen goods. But if anyone out there got me Nancy Pelosi's lectern for Christmas, we can talk, okay? That's all I'm saying.
You look like someone who'd be interested in a
Nancy Pelosi's lectern.
All right, last one. Speechless. Controlling words, controlling minds, baby. Talk about a self-serving video. 2 of my books on this list. Speechless. You know, actually, I was going to say Speechless is for everyone. You should buy this for everybody. And I think you should, and I think everyone would benefit from it, because the argument I make in it is not just a kind of polemical partisan attack, but it actually spends probably more time attacking dumb, squishy right-wingers than it even does attacking the left. And it's mostly just a history of language and political correctness. But I do think in order to really appreciate the arguments, you have to have been paying attention to politics. I'm not saying you need to be some PhD who's read all the great philosophical works or anything, but you have to be aware that something has gone wrong. You have to be aware that whatever we've been doing for the past 20 years hasn't really been working all that well, and we've basically lost the entire culture. So I would say this is C tier. This is the most general, open to conservatives. If you have like basically a good relationship with your dad, if you're not just like angry all the time and pulling your hair out and screaming, no! If you recognize that the progressive left has caused some problems, then I think you'll love that book, Speechless, Controlling Words, Controlling Minds. #1 national bestseller, thanks to you, not thanks to the New York Times, which totally snubbed it, even though I outsold their #1 book by 40%. That's fine, no big deal. I hope you have a great Christmas season, shopping for all your wonderful conservative friends and family members. We'll see you next time.